Run Hard Nation, what's up? This is Jesse. We are back again, and I'm glad you are listening to the story. I got to meet someone in May of this year that was a huge inspiration for me. And today I want him to share his story with you. It'll probably just as big of an inspiration for you as it was for me. So today, not to steal his thunder or anything like that, but I'm going to introduce you to Bryce. Bryce is part of our program down in Run Hard, Florida. So Bryce, thank you for giving up some of your summer day to come and talk to me. That says a lot. So how's your summer been? Have you had
Good.
fun?
Yeah.
What's been the most fun thing you've done this summer so far?
Probably just staying at home and reuniting with some of my friends from Virginia.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans coming up for the
Yeah.
rest of the summer?
I'm gonna go to the Keys for my sister's 16th birthday. Then I'm flying
Holy
back up.
cow.
Then I'm flying back up to Virginia with my grandpa to go visit my friends in Virginia.
How fun.
Yeah.
So, the Keys, that's a pretty big thing, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever been?
No.
All right, so this will be your first time. What are you looking forward to most about that trip?
Probably. Honestly, I haven't planned anything, so I don't know.
Okay. But just the thought of going is going to be a lot of fun, you know?
Probably fishing is gonna be my
Okay.
main thing.
All right. You must like to fish, right? I'm guessing.
I
Oh,
like
what's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
probably a 2 pound bass.
Right, right on, man. So, are you one of these people that catch them and then throw them back, or do you catch them and do you like to eat the fish too?
I throw them back.
Okay, catch and release. I like it. So, Bryce, how old are you?
11.
11. And what school do you go to in Florida?
Lake Myrtle Elementary, and next year I'm going to Rushi.
So, is that a middle school?
Yeah,
Are you excited about going to middle school, or does it make you a little nervous?
a little nervous.
Yeah. Does it make you a little nervous just because it's a bigger school? A lot more people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just and more teachers.
New environment. So, do you like making new friends?
Yes,
Okay, good. So, there'll be a lot of opportunity for that there, right?
yeah.
So, that's kind of exciting. You get to meet new friends, right?
Hmm.
Awesome. Um, so, this past year, you participated, or this past season, you participated in the Run Hard program down in Florida, and you were
Yes,
coached by Coach Adam, right?
yeah.
Was this the first time you ever participated in Run Hard before?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever like done a running program or anything
No.
like that before participating in Run Hard? So this is kind of like your first time ever doing a program
Yeah,
like this. Yeah.
yeah.
So did Coach Adam talk you into doing the program? Have you always wanted to do it, thought about doing it, or how did all that go down?
Coach Adam, he handed out the paper to everyone. And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, this could be a good thing to build up my stamina and stuff. Because after my knee surgery, I had low stamina.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to do that for more stamina. And I didn't even know about the 5K, so I just kept on doing it until Coach Adam brought it up. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. It's fine. So, yeah.
And now here we are. You do the program, you become this huge celebrity, and now you're doing interviews. Who would have thought? You mentioned something about knee surgery. So, Mom, I'm going to lean in on you for this for a second. So, kind of explain the when he says knee surgery, that's it could be a common thing, it could be a major thing like complete reconstruction. So, like take us through that path for Bryce and the surgeries on his legs and all that. What is that? What's that background like?
So was born with a syndrome. It's called Larson syndrome.
Okay.
It essentially affects all the joints in his body,
Wow.
and even internal joints that you wouldn't think about. So that's knees, elbows, wrists, ankles. His right knee was dislocated at birth,
Mm,
along with both hips. And so to get it relocated, that he had to have surgery at 3 months old.
Wow.
And then come to find out he had no ligaments in his knees. So kind of like how we have ACLs and MCLs and all that. He had none of it.
So did they have to add them at that point?
So they used his own hamstrings to
Wow.
create ACLs in both knees.
Wow.
His ankles have always been unstable, but right now there's no fix for that except maybe later on down the line if he ever decides to do fusions. But that
Mm.
wasn't a choice we were willing to take.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been a road
No
for
kidding.
sure.
So you had these initial surgeries at birth, and so I'm assuming as a parent, I have four children, and getting them to walk or helping them learn to walk, like that was a big thing as a parent, seeing your kid walk for the first time. How hard was it for Bryce to even begin that process, to learn how to walk, because I'm assuming that, yeah, they give him ACLs, but it's still got to be extremely painful for him. So he probably doesn't want to do it. How did all that go down?
He was very delayed in walking. Actually, he was delayed in a lot of things because of his condition. He didn't actually have ACL reconstruction until he was like two and a half.
Okay.
So, because we waited until then.
Hmm.
And actually, the right knee is not exactly correct. It's a little tight. So, like, if you think about your knee
Right.
bending, his is a little off the
Okay.
way it bends typically. Um, it's when he was born, we didn't know if he would walk, honestly.
Wow.
We joined a lot of support groups, talked to almost all the doctors we could in the country, trying to get, talk to experts and get recommendations and everything. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it was a hard process. I
Yeah.
still cry over it sometimes
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was a very emotional time
Hmm.
watching him go through all of that. But yeah, it's been a hard road, but I didn't know if he would walk. And when I did get to finally see him walk, it was amazing because we had doctors who said they didn't know if he would
Wow.
walk.
That gives me chills hearing you say that. So, what age did Bryce walk for the first time?
He took his first steps. He was about almost 2 years old,
Okay.
and that was with assistance. He had of course all I don't the orthotics and splints and things like that to help him walk.
Sure.
So we took a picture one time of all his casts that he ever went through and
Wow.
all the orthotics he had gone through just
So,
to keep a memory of all that.
yeah, it's a memory or nightmare, whatever you want to call it, because I know this is something that, especially as a parent, you just do not wish any pain on your children. But seeing one of your children go through something so trying and seeing them persevere through it, is
At the
always
time it was a nightmare, but now I look back and I'm thankful for everything that we did do.
wow.
I guess that's the better way of looking at it. It was
Sure.
a nightmare at that time, but now looking back, we know that everything we went through got him to where he is today.
And you mentioned he had ACL reconstruction like two and a half. How many surgeries, Bryce, have you had on your legs?
I think like 3 on each leg.
So you have
No.
three.
He had one on his left knee, that was the ACL reconstruction, and he's had two on his right knee.
So what's it like whenever you hear Coach Adam, Bryce? So this question is for you. When you hear Coach Adam talk about there's a running program, what goes through your mind?
All running and like no stopping and stuff. So I was scared at first to go in it, but then I saw, and then I talked to him about it, and he was like, "You can run, walk. I know what you've been through." So he's like, "You can run, walk, do whatever." So I ran and walked a lot. So
And I'm just going to add to that. So, like, I was telling Coach Adam, like when he first came to me and he handed me the paper, I had a lot of hesitation and concerns.
Sure. Sure.
So that was, but he was very persistent. He
Yeah.
really wanted to do it. So that I was like, all right, let's do it.
Good for you, Bryce. Now, Bryce, do you play any other sports? Are you active in any other type of extracurricular activity?
So sometimes in Virginia, I don't do any sports here yet, but in Virginia, I did swimming and bowling.
Okay.
So I did those two things. Those are like my two favorite things. I want to get into golf sometime.
So this is the first kind of endurance sport that you've done that required a lot of physical activity, especially lower body stuff like running, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what it's like at practice. You're practicing, and I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, is it still painful to run or move for you?
It's not painful, but I get really tired easily.
Okay. Is it tired based on like the way your legs move and it just not being very efficient?
Yeah, because I can run like like 20 feet and then I have to like stop for a while
Yeah.
because that's like the max I can run.
Yeah. So this is the first time you are doing something like this, like a Run Hard program. And then, Mom, you said you had a lot of questions, a lot of hesitations going into it. The first time you earn your shirt, so week 4, we have something called Earn Your Shirt Day. I'm just kind of explaining it to the people that are listening. Yeah, halfway through our program, we have Earn Your Shirt Day where you have to run a mile and a half. And so it's almost like a rite of passage for kids where it's just not something we give them. They have to earn it by running a mile and a half. What was it like for you, Bryce, whenever you had to run that mile and a half and you got that Run Hard shirt for the first time? Talk to me about that experience.
So it was very hard, but I kept on going because I really wanted the shirt for the
Yeah,
run hard day.
yeah,
I didn't end up making it, but Mr. Beasley understood about my knees, so he gave it to me still.
yeah.
So I still got the shirt, even though I didn't make it.
Now, tell me about your teammates. Were
My
they?
teammates, they always helped me. Like they would
Yeah,
always like run next to me and stuff.
wow. Was that encouraging for you? Did you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would there be certain things they would say to you? Would they clap for you? What would it be like?
They would just run past me sometimes and be like, come on, keep going, and
Yeah,
push me to help me go.
that's awesome. Um, Now you earn your shirt. You're halfway through. You say you didn't quite make it to earn your shirt at practice that day, but the coach gave you some grace and he saw how much effort you were putting in, and he's like, "Here's your shirt." Now race day comes. The big monster to conquer, 3.1 mile 5K. You show up on race morning, and that race morning, it was pouring down rain. So, was there something in the back of your mind, and you were just saying, "Oh, thank goodness, I'm going to get out of it. I don't have to run today because it's pouring down rain"? Or were you really excited about running that day? Take me through race morning. What were those emotions like?
I was scared but happy because it was raining. And
Hmm.
I was actually pretty grateful that it was raining because it would cool down the heat out there.
Yeah,
It get hot later on in it. At the beginning, it was cool.
right. Yeah. So we start running. Or you guys start running. I'm waiting at the finish line. And then, Mom, you're waiting at the finish line. Mom, take us through what you're thinking whenever you see him start running, take off. What's going through your mind?
I was very excited for him. I guess I was concerned about, him actually being able to finish,
Okay.
but he did it. So,
Now, the loop in Florida, the course in Florida is a double loop. So did you or were you able to see him at all on any part of the course during the race, except for obviously at the start and at the finish? Were you able to see him at all?
no, but I had him on my find my friends. So I was
Okay.
watching.
Yeah. You had a tracker. You
I
knew
had a
what was up.
tracker. I had
Yeah.
him tracked. He was on the
Yeah.
phone with one of his buddies and occasionally would text me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the
Yeah.
phone with my cousin. He knew that was we were running at his school. That was his school we were running at.
Okay.
And so he was like guiding me through it sometimes
Oh,
when I
cool. That's fun. So all your hard work's about to pay off, Bryce. You double loop the school, then you're coming into the finish line. What were those emotions like crossing that finish line?
excited and happy.
Now, did you feel like you became a stronger person through finishing that 5K? Did you think that you would ever be able to do something like running 3 miles?
I never thought I'd be running 3 miles, and it was very exciting and happy really fast.
Well, I know that Coach Adam was real excited as you're coming in. He was telling me, hey, this kid's had numerous surgeries on his legs and all that. Let's cheer him on. I'm like, holy cow, who is this kid? So he gave me like a 15-second bio on you. Very inspiring coming across the finish line. Then mom, I look over at mom and she's like, there's not a dry on her face. So
Nope.
she's balling, which parents are supposed to do that. I would have done the same thing for my kids. So, mom, all right. So it's your turn. What was it like seeing him cross that finish line?
I'm gonna cry thinking about it. It
And you
was
might
just
make me cry. So we just have a big cry fest. Here we
it,
go.
it was a huge moment
Yeah.
thinking back to everything he's gone through, not knowing if he was gonna walk and then seeing him prove me wrong
Yeah.
for something that I didn't, know that he could do.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, that was a huge moment.
Yeah. Man.
That's all of it just flooded me. So yeah,
And yeah, I mean, just seeing our kids do something that like you mentioned earlier, doctors didn't even think you said at birth they didn't think he would ever walk. Is that right?
they told me they didn't know.
Yeah, didn't know if he would ever walk. And here he is, still in elementary school, part of a running program, and he's crossing the finish line after finishing a 5K.
Yep.
Bryce, I can't define perseverance better than how you displayed perseverance. So I know it's kind of a big word, can be kind of consuming, kind of confusing, but in essence, it's like you had things that were working against you. You said, "I don't care. I want to live my life. I want to do life my way," and you just never gave up. And it allowed you to get where you are today. So, like, I love sharing stories like yours with other people because it's so inspirational. People think we have bad days, and then we hear stories like yours, and we're like, wow, if Bryce can go out and do a 5K, then why can't I? Or it could be something else about just stories of, I heard someone say like this. They say like your perseverance is someone else's purpose. It's like you give someone else purpose based on how they see you battle. And so it's really cool, Bryce. And your story, I think, will continue to inspire people to keep going, to keep pursuing their goals when things just aren't going the way they thought they were supposed to go. So, Bryce, I can't thank you enough for participating in Run Hard because it's allowing us to share your story. So, anything you want to tell people out there that may think about giving up or may think about quitting, any kind of Bryce words of wisdom that you want to share with people out there? Anything?
Just try and never give up.
Try and never give up. I love it. So, Bryce, thanks for your time, buddy. Thanks for sharing your story. Mom, anything else you want to share about Bryce's story or your experience watching him finish the 5K?
Just that it's great watching all the kids come together and doing something like that. And I think it's just a really great thing that you guys are doing for the kids.
Yeah.
It's empowering. I love it.
Well, I appreciate those kind words, and just Bryce, whatever you do, keep that perseverance spirit going, buddy. Keep it going and keep doing great things. All right.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and listening to this inspirational story of Bryce, who is part of the program down in Run Hard, Tampa. And Bryce, thanks for all you do. Everybody listening, thanks. And whatever you do, always remember, run hard. See ya.